Welcome to another edition of Adirondack Come with Food. Today we're going to use another couple of products from Oscar's Smokehouse and try to come up with something really special. So I went up and got a package of fully cooked boneless duck breasts, a block of hickory smoked Swiss cheese, and a block of their 3-year-old cheddar cheese. What I'm going to do is going to blow your mind. I am going to make duck macaroni and cheese. Now, one of the things I really do enjoy doing is making unique flavored mac and cheeses. I've done a couple different ones that everybody seems to enjoy. I've done a really good buffalo chicken mac and cheese, and then I have another one that I do, which is a chicken cordon bleu mac and cheese with ham and chicken and a couple different kinds of cheeses. So I think this is going to work out really nice. We'll make the mac and cheese with the Swiss and the cheddar, have the duck to accompany it, and I think it's going to be a winner. So I'm going to start prepping, and then we will come back and do a little more, and then get ready to plate this thing up and see what it looks like and what it tastes like. All right, the cheese has been shredded, the smoked Swiss, and the 3-year-old aged cheddar. I've taken one of the duck breasts out. I am going to try to remove the skin, because what I want to try to do is take the skin off and actually put it in the air fryer and let it get nice and crispy. Now, while I've been away, I have boiled my pasta, and that's all set. And I just boiled the pasta according to regular directions on the package. Nothing special there. And now that we have this skin trimmed off, I will go put this in the air fryer, and then we're going to start to make our roux. Now, when I make roux for mac and cheese, I use half-strength roux. So normally roux would be a tablespoon of butter, a tablespoon of flour to 1 cup of liquid, in this case milk. When I make mac and cheese, I like it moist, so I like to use half-strength roux, so I'll use 2 cups of liquid for my roux. I find that by the time you get done with the cheese and the pasta, the starch from the pasta, it gets way too sticky, and it gets way too heavy. I like it nice and creamy, so I found that doing that half-strength roux seems to work the best. So we're going to get started on that, and when we come back, we'll show you exactly how the roux works, and then we'll get to going putting this together. Time to make the roux. So the roux starts with 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. Let that start to melt down a little bit. And to that, after we get that butter melted down, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. Just like that. We're going to whisk this around. We want to cook this flour down for a minute or so. We want to cook the raw flavor out of the flour and brown it just ever so gently. And then we'll be ready to add our milk, which we're going to have to bring to a boil very slowly. And whenever you're doing this, you have to continue to move this around, because the milk and the butters will burn on the bottom of the pan if you don't keep it moving. So all the time that the liquid is in the pan, you've got to keep the whisk moving. Now that roux is coming together nicely. Looks nice and the right color, nice almond color, if you will. And now we can add in our milk. And I do a little bit at a time. Remember, we're doing half-strength roux. So it's 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 4 cups of milk. So I'll start with a little and incorporate the roux into the milk. And then continue to add all the milk in with the roux. Now comes the boring part, which is waiting for this to come to a boil. I'm not going to let you suffer through that. When we come back, I'll have the milk ready to add the cheese to, and then we'll be that much further ahead with our duck mac and cheese featuring Oscar Smokehouse products. No, this is not a paid advertisement. This is my own idea, my own recipes, and I think it's going to be spectacular. Back shortly. All right, our mac and cheese base has come to a boil, and it's boiled for a minute or two. It's not as thick as you would expect because, like I said, I like it that way. I like it a little thinner, and I like to let the cheese and the pasta make up the thickening agent for the remainder of it. So now that we've brought this to a boil and allowed it to thicken a little bit, we'll start adding some of our cheese in. First, the smoked Swiss. I'm going to start with half, and half of the 3-year aged cheddar. We'll give that a stir around. Now, when it comes to seasoning mac and cheese, no matter what variety or variation I'm making, I pretty much use the same 3 things. A squirt of yellow mustard, salt, and pepper. We're going to turn this heat down because we really don't want it to boil anymore. And as you start incorporating the cheese, we'll add some more Swiss and some more cheddar. That's coming along nicely. So now, one thing you'll notice with these cheeses is it does get a little grainy. That's just the nature of the cheeses. What we can do, we're going to add the rest of the Swiss and the rest of the cheddar. Stir down. All right, now that's still, it's a little grainy, and that's simply because of the nature of the cheeses. I have a trick that'll help fix that. We'll get out the immersion blender. And we will run the immersion blender through this cheese sauce. And this will help break up some of those solids and make this a much creamier sauce. Yeah, that's much better. All right, now when we come back, we will incorporate everything together. We're going to put the sliced duck breast in the pan and just warm it a little bit, and then we'll have this all put together and we'll plate it and see how it turned out. We're in our ending stage here now. We've got our duck breast that I've sliced into thin slices. We're just going to put those in the pan and warm them through. Remember, this is fully cooked smoked duck meat, but I do want it warmed up. So we'll get it in the pan. I don't want to cook it too much. I want to keep it more or less the way it is, with just a little bit of heat in it. All right, so that's in there. The mac and cheese. So we will take some of our mac and cheese, or some of our macaroni, I mean, and right into this bowl. To that we'll add a couple of scoops of our smoked Swiss cheese and cheddar mixture. And we will give that a toss. And I see how that's nice and creamy, but it's still pretty loose. It's not tight, which is the way I like mac and cheese. We'll turn our duck pieces here. Now we're going to put this on a plate. We're actually going to have the mac and cheese on one side of the plate, the sliced duck pieces on the other. You can certainly take a bite of each together. What we're going to do is put a little sauce on these duck slices. We're going to take a little bit of orange juice and a little bit of sweet and sour. And mix those together. We want just a thin glaze to dribble over these pork slices, or these duck slices, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to put this in the microwave just for a second to warm it up. We'll check on our duck slices again. They're looking good. Oh, we also have the crispy skin that we'll add as a little side accoutrement. We'll even make it a scoop. We'll add that on the plate as soon as we're ready. Okay, our duck sauce, get it, duck sauce, is ready, which is just a little orange juice, a little sweet and sour sauce, and it's thinned right out nicely so that it'll be a nice accompaniment to the duck. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We will take our mac and cheese, and then we will plate up our duck slices. Like so. And then a drizzle of our orangey sweet and sour. And finally, just for a little texture, some chow mein noodles on the mac and cheese to give it just a little extra crunch. Our crispy pork skin. And there you have the Oscar Smokehouse smoked duck breast, mac and cheese with smoked Swiss and 3-year cheddar. And now we can give this a try. Try the mac and cheese first. Those noodles give this a nice crunch. And now, a piece of duck. Nice and tender, smoky flavor. Now we've got to put this all together. Duck, mac and cheese. Absolutely delicious. We can take our little crispy skin, make a little spoon out of it. Perfect. Nice and crispy. All right. There you have it. Duck mac and cheese featuring Oscar Smokehouse products. Try it out. You might love it.